Hello, my name's Rashad. This is episode 11 of my documentary testimony series of spiritual warfare. Recap from episode 10, the revised version. My wife, my ex-wife, let me say that, my ex-wife left me, put me out on the streets, nowhere to go, no money. I was sleeping in my car at work for a couple nights. End up calling a friend of mine that worked at the post office. She ended up letting me stay there. Um, First couple days there, I'm watching John K. Jenkins, which is the spiritual warfare videos that I noticed when I first went over to my ex-wife's house at the time. That was on her TV screen. The Holy Spirit told me to look him up, right? And so, I still haven't started reading the Word. I still had a problem reading the Word. Um, I couldn't understand what I was reading, and um, but I still gave my life to God. But I was doing it all the wrong way, right? I knew the arguments that me and my wife was having was not normal. Um, you know, the days that I was at my friend's house, gave up, and they would have said, okay, we're done. There's no need for us to even talk, see each other. I could have had so much hate in my heart for her doing what she did to me, that it could have got to the point where I was like, I don't even want to talk to you. We don't have no children. It's a good thing that, I could have been on something. It's a good thing that, you got the abortions because now we don't have no ties. So I could just move on, right? Everything that God told us to do, it just ain't gonna happen. And I'm okay with that, right? That could have been my mind frame. But, you know, and it was in the beginning. That first week, I was like, I do not want to deal with her. I'm cool, right? But then, like I said, God told me to look up the spiritual warfare videos. Like, this is at a time where God would speak to me. Like, I would literally hear God speak to me and tell me what to do, right? And that's because the Holy Spirit wasn't um, my Holy Spirit was very low. Everybody got the Holy Spirit in them, but the more you feed your Holy Spirit, man can't live off of food alone. You got to feed your Holy Spirit. The more you feed your Holy Spirit, the more the Holy Spirit will speak through. Like he'll guide you, right? But the Holy Spirit ain't guiding me. God is literally speaking to me, telling me what to do, right? Now, um, at this time, I'm in my friend's apartment. She worked nights, I worked the days, or she worked swing, I worked the days, and we wasn't messing around or anything. She respected that I was still married, and even though we had a history in the past, for a quick second, you know, I still knew I was married. But my way of thinking, and the enemy knew this, like, we have not divorced. She just put me out, right? So the enemy, he's putting in these thoughts in my head, like, move on, right? Get caught up, right? And so how can I get caught up? Committing adultery. We're not divorced. I'm separated, but we're not divorced. So the enemy's main goal was, let me get Rashad to commit adultery. You know what I'm saying? So, I created a POF account. I'm talking to different females. Uh, I'm going to different female, another female's house that lived in the area. Um, nothing took place. No physical contact of nothing, not even a kiss. We just hung out, kicked it, talked. Um, I ain't gonna lie, it was something that I needed because I was lonely. I had nobody to talk to, and I probably was talking about my situation, you know, and that's what a lot of people do. Like a lot of people get like go through some type of trauma relationship. The next person that they talk to, they talking about their trauma situation. So, you know, she probably seen that and was like, "Nah, I can't touch him." But it was just good company. You know, little flirts here and there. But then it was another girl like on my Instagram that I hit up. I actually took her to a pool hall. Like on a little date, and took her to the pool hall. We kicked it. We was talking on and off on the messenger. And after that date, right, God said something to me. He said, "You're still married. You're still married." And when he said that, he kind of said it like, how would you react if the shoe was on the other foot? But at this moment, like I'm thinking to myself, if it was on the other foot, I would have never put her out, you know. But we were still married. So I stopped talking to that girl. I deleted my POF account because I was still married to this woman. I still loved her. I was hurt, disappointed, but I still loved her. And I remember my friend Charles at work, he told me, you know, like a month earlier or 2 months earlier, he said, he would ask me, if you and your wife don't work out, what would you do? And I would tell him, just move on. He said, Rashad, listen to what I'm saying. Your journey with God, because he was seeing the changes in me, right? He was seeing the changes in me. Even though I was still living in this world, he was seeing the change. He was seeing who I used to be and who I was becoming. He said, if you and your wife don't work out, are you still going to follow God or are you just going to leave it alone? And I took a minute to answer, thought about it, and I told him, I'm still going to follow God. Even if this don't work out, I'm still going to follow him, right? Now, this is before God done cleansed me. He took me from, out of the darkness and brought me into the light. But I still knew I had to continue to follow him. So that was like a month earlier before the divorce and everything else. So like I said, I stopped talking to all these women. I deleted my POF account and I just started downloading videos. I would go to work. I um, would go to work. I would download John K. Jenkins videos. like 10 of them. And when I got off of work, I would just listen to him, his sermons. Then Alan Parr, the beat, started popping up on my algorithms. And I started watching, I would download like 5 of his videos. So I'm watching, you know, I will go to work and I will come home in that little room. I didn't have no, I would come home to my friend's house and I would just watch those videos. I'll go to the gym and I'll come back to her house and watch those videos. Right? Um, I've been there for almost a whole week. Right? So we going into the next weekend. I I I knew that I needed to start looking for my own place because she was young and I know she had little boyfriends and stuff and or people that she was talking to or whatever, and I knew I couldn't be at her house. Um, it was never really set up for me to be a roommate there. It was just to be there for a couple nights. So, matter of fact, I didn't get paid. We're going into, um, I'm not even there for a week. Like, I don't want to mix my days up, but I was there that weekend, and so I'm there at the weekend, right? And yeah, cause school started like on a Monday or a Tuesday. Oh, on a Monday. So I was there that week, and I'm telling myself I gotta move out. I gotta move out from my friend's house. So I go on Craigslist, and I'm looking for rooms. I done lived in a room before, in LA. So looking for people to rent out rooms. And I knew what my budget was at the time. I was paying child support. Um, my checks was very low. So at the time, I'm trying to survive, paying child support and trying to find me somewhere to live. So I come across this ad, said Ukaipa, um, 1 bedroom, 325 a month. But she said the ad also said that it was a woman and she was looking for another woman that was over the age of 50. I'm 38. I'm 39 years old and I'm not a woman. But something told me to just leave a message. So I call up the number and I tell her um, pretty much I just need somewhere to, I tell her I work at the post office and I just need somewhere to sleep and take a shower. That's all I say, right? I give her my age. I tell her I don't smoke, I don't drink. Um, I just need somewhere to sleep, and and that was it, right? And I don't hear back, right? So this is where God works. This is where God works, people. So I call up my friend LaShawn. She lives in Pasadena, right? This is the same woman that I would vent to when I was going through everything that I was going through with my wife at the time, earlier in that year. And I remember telling her what took place and what happened, and I had called her that weekend, and she was like, "Where are you at?" I said, "I'm in Moreno Valley." She said, "Send me the address. I'm gonna come see you." Right? So I sent her the address. She drives. This is like on a Sunday, so she drives all the way from Pasadena to Moreno Valley. That's about a 75-mile drive, right? Somewhere around 75 to 80 miles drive on a Sunday. She comes over to the house. She gets to the house like around 5. She parks in the parking space. She don't come in the house. We just talked at her car for about 4 hours. Um, we just talked outside the car for about 3 to 4 hours, right? And at the end of the conversation, she she gives me some money. Now I didn't ask when I told her, when I was talking to her, never once told her I needed any money, never once made it seem like I didn't have no money. Um, she didn't call and tell me that she was coming to give me some money. She just gave me some money. So I took it. I didn't know how much it was, right? So I put it in my pocket. I'm gonna tell you how God works. I'll tell you how God works. So she leaves. Now, like I said, the enemy messing. He's trying to get me to commit adultery, right? So she leaves. She drives all the way back. Right when she leaves, I look and I see how much money she gave me. She gave me $300, right? She gave me $300. I didn't ask for it, you know. Um, she didn't ask for me to repay her back, but she gave me $300. And I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna show you how the enemy works. Right after she leaves, I get a text message from this girl that I've been fiending for since 2012 when I met her, right? She stayed out in Altadena. I believe it was Altadena. Or it was somewhere, it was right where the 605 and the 210 over that way, right? So that was like another 60 miles away, right? She texted me talking about, "Won't you come over?" Now, I've been wanting to hook up with this woman forever. Like, this is the first time this girl had me come over to her house, right? Now, adultery. I believe committing adultery is when you become one with one person, when you have vaginal intercourse, right? Because you can make one person. Um, that's what I believe, is when you physically have sex with a person, right? So I go over to her house. I drive. I put some gas in my car, fill it up with that. No. I take the rest of my money that I already had and I put that in the gas tank. So the little $25 that I had, I put in the gas tank. I drive all the way to this woman's house. I'm going 80 on the freeway. It's around 10:30. I know I'm gonna get there around 11:30. I'm shooting. Remember, I've been wanting to hook up with this woman forever. Like when I looked at this woman, she had like an aura around her. Like I thought she was like the baddest female I ever came across. Right? But I'm married also. You gotta remember I'm married. But I'm still living in this world, even though I gave my life to God. I'm still living in this world. I'm in survival mode also. Right? Now, remember, God just told me you can't be talking to no other females. But I'm letting my flesh control me. Because I've been living in sin for so long, my flesh had more control than the Holy Spirit. So when you live in your flesh, you live selfishly. So I drive all the way to this girl's house. I get up in there. I'm already knowing what's about. It ain't, oh, come on through so you could cuddle with me so I could go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go in her room, I get undressed, I'm in my boxers, I start kissing on her body, messing with her chest. I don't want to be too graphic, but y'all know where I'm going with it. Little foreplay, right? From me, giving. I ain't receiving anything, right? And I end up leaving like 4 o'clock in the morning because I had to be at work that morning. Now, did I have sexual sex with her? No. Did I do some things that I was not supposed to do? Yes. You know, uh, did I feel guilty afterwards? Did the Holy Spirit tell me that I felt guilty after? No. The Holy Spirit wasn't even telling me because I was living so much. My flesh had more control than what the Holy Spirit had at that time. Like I said, the Holy Spirit, I was not getting convicted. When I heard God's voice, it would be God talking to me, right? But um, I was still living in my flesh. So I drive all the way back, go to work that next day. I get a phone call. I'm telling y'all, God worked. Even though he see me there, he knows he chosen me for a reason, right? So I get a phone call that Monday. Guess who it is? It's the woman with the 1 bedroom. She said, I heard your message. If you're interested, you could come by and come check it out. I said, okay. I get off of work around 3ish. I could come by afterwards. So I get off of work. I zip all the way to Ukaipa. Now, Ukaipa is predominantly a white city. I'm a dark skinned black man, 6'2", 265. I'm a standout. I get to I put the address in the car and she stay in a trailer home, right? Now this ain't nice looking trailer. These is like trailer homes, right? They're not the house looking type of trailer home community. It's like trailer homes, and then they might have a couple houses, but a lot of people will be in a trailer home. So I'm already judging it. So I go in there, nice woman. You know, she shows me the kitchen. She said, you know, if you decide to live here, you can have a cabinet up here. You can put she had a small refrigerator. She didn't have a regular refrigerator. She had like I want to say 4 foot high refrigerator, 4 or 5 feet high. And she said you could put some items in here, that you need. And then she shows me the room. I look in it. This room is not even a room. It felt more like a closet space. It had a small air mattress, twin size, low to the ground. And that was pretty much the room. That's how big the room was. I probably had maybe a foot and a half, space from the air mattress to the wall, right? It had a little closet that I could hang some stuff on. My phone didn't get no service there. I noticed that off the jump. She didn't have cable. She didn't have internet. She had a small 32-inch TV in her living room. She had 2 dogs. The bathroom was clean. And she said, if you want it, you can have it. The rent's $325. I said, all I have is $3. But I get paid tomorrow. And I can give you the other half. She said, well, you could be here tonight if you need to, right? And then you could just give me the money. You give me the rest of the money tomorrow. I said, okay. Because I already had my stuff in the car. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to go back to where I was at. So I took that offer. Now, the way God worked was my friend drove all the way from Pasadena, gave me $300. This woman calls me the next day. With that $300, I was able to give her to move in. So now God is preparing me. He's taking me, he's putting me into the wilderness. That's how I looked at it. He's taking me to the wilderness so I could focus on him and him alone. Right? Still haven't heard from my wife. I've been out the house for a whole week. Haven't called, no text, no nothing. Right? So I'm out the house for a whole week. I move in. I get some of the stuff out of my car. I go buy me that Tuesday. I bought me a blanket, a sheet. I already had a blanket. I bought me a sheet to put over the bed, over the air mattress. And my clothes, I had them in a bag, so I pulled, I had the bag up in the room. Some stuff I put on hangers, I put in the closet, not a whole lot of stuff, but just some of my main clothes. And I'm gonna go ahead, we at the 30-minute mark, and I'm gonna continue from there. This is where God starts working on me. I'm out.